the Pledge of Allegiance.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Carroll County Delegation meeting of, say, March 14th, if I can remember, not March, November 14th. I'm sorry, I'm thinking March for, there was something we were going to do in March, the Lincoln Day dinner, right? That's the last thing. So today, I'd like to know, is there any public input about what we are doing today? There are some agendas out there if anybody wants to do that. Maureen, you have any public input?
I do.
Yeah.
One thing I would like to bring up, just while you're all here as delegation members, is there's House Bill 2. There was a portion of it about the library, Concord Library, and the 5-year plan that Michael has to write for the IML services. I would just like to point out that that is a federal program, and talking to some of the representatives, it sounded like you wanted to take that money and put it into the state budget. I did talk to Mr. York about it. He does have to write that grant. They are federal funds, and he said if they don't get used for that program, they go back to the federal government. I just didn't know how many people were aware of that.
Yes.
The other-
We have had, just let me interrupt you a bit, we have had numerous emails, and we've got some from the Finance Committee, Lynn Ober, to tell us that what was going on and how it was going. So, and I think Representative Fleck has something else you want to add just on this one, or you got more?
I do have one more.
Okay, just what you want to add on the library?
Sure. I don't know if you've seen that, but I did write a letter to the editor. It was in the Independent, and there was an editorial column on that as well. But I wrote that letter to clarify the fact that no funds were taken out of the library. No federal funds were sent back. No federal funds are being used anywhere else in the state budget. The budget of the library services was left intact with options to spend that money somewhere else within the library budget. But never was there an attempt to take anything out to balance state budgets.
I just think there was confusion that
Yes, there was.
that got sort of out of control, so thank you for that. And the other, I just have a comment as a taxpayer about the old nursing home. We've been batting around numbers, large numbers. I would just like to see the nursing home just left there, I guess mothballed, just the term that everybody's been using, until we really figure out what to do with it. It just seems ridiculous to spend that much money to tear it down. Thank you.
Okay, Karen, Representative Umberger, I think that you had wanted to have an input.
Right, I just wanted to make sure that everyone understands that there is nothing that is going on with the Finance Committee to change or to eliminate the interlibrary loan. The study that is due in the 30th of November is, we're waiting on that to see exactly what the state librarian wants to propose. And there's been no, as Representative Fleck said, there's been no money taken out of the federal grant that comes to the library. So it's gotten way blown out of proportion, and I'm concerned that the organization that was pushing all of the petition, that when I spoke to Mr. York, he had asked them not to do that, but they decided to press on with it anyhow. And so it's gotten way blown out of proportion.
Okay, and before we go any further, I'm sorry, I need to introduce Janice Tully, who is our new minute taker, and I'm sorry that I forgot to do this. And I'd like to, starting with Representative Scalia, just so that we'll go around and see if we can be more aware of the fact as we have a new person that doesn't know us. So, Representative Scalia, if you would introduce yourself, and this is for Janice, and welcome, and thank you for taking our minutes. Go ahead, Dino.
Good morning. My name is Representative Dino Scala.
Norman Tregenza. Welcome.
I'm Harry, and you know me.
Steve Schmidt from Wolfboro.
Karen Umberger.
Joe Flack.
Betsy Patton.
Chris Holgren.
Dave Babson.
Dave Knox.
Yeah.
Dave
So we-
Sorensen, County Commissioner.
Asha Kenny, County Commissioner.
And I
I'm
should,
sorry, I didn't get your name. Last one. Kenny.
Asha, A-S-H-A, Asha Kenny.
Okay.
and I
Yeah.
should say, Madam Chairman, that our third commissioner, Commissioner Solomon is in New York. She had another death in the family
Oh,
and wasn't sure she'd be back today.
okay. So we do have one more commissioner that is not here. So, yes, public. I saw a public that wanted to, yes, sir. If you could, your name, so we can have it for the record.
My name is Arthur Fulton. I'm from East Wakefield, New Hampshire. And I've been reading a lot lately in the newspapers about tearing down the old building over here. And I think that in these days and time with a lot of young people that are leaving school, are out of school, can't get jobs, that in the North Country here, we need an educational facility to start training, make a trade school for people to come in and learn, be it automobile or whatever, cooking or cobbling or whatever. And I think it would be a great institution over here and a great building to do this. So that is one of the reasons why I've come up here today. I've heard a lot about the meetings and I've seen a lot about it, so I wanted to come up and put my 2 cents worth in. So I appreciate the time. Thank you.
Okay, we thank you for your input. Is there any further public input? Seeing none, thank you very much. I think now what we will do is, I had scheduled this meeting and I got a email from at least 4 of our members that are not here, Representative Chandler, Pettingill, McCarthy, and McConkey, that they would not be able to be here today, and they did want, they wanted me to change the meeting, but because there was more of us that was coming than not, I also put out to say that we would get the presentation about the old nursing home, what was going on, and give us time to assimilate it, but I would not have us make any motions today or vote on this today, because I think we need to have all of us, as many of us present as possible. So, yes, I'm sorry.
It just strikes me as, I understand you're the chairman, but if the rest of the members don't want to vote or want to vote, shouldn't you call a vote on whether or not you're going to disallow any motion to cast a vote?
When I put that out on the email, I did not get anything back from any of my reps. If they want to, I would assume that we could do this. I would hope that out of courtesy, we would not. But it is, if you don't like that idea of what the chairman did, you can always override me. I'm hoping that, yes, and thank you very much for, pointing that out. It is not that I am the one that determines what's going on, but do facilitate it and hope that that's what we can do for our members that are not here. Does anybody not like that idea? And if you want to, go past that right now, why don't we talk about it now? Yes, Representative Babson.
The rest of us have made an effort to get here, and that's not to say the others couldn't make an effort, but there's plenty of warning, and there's certain members of this delegation that don't come regularly anyway, 2 of the 4, and I really don't see what difference it has to make if we have to take a vote.
Okay. If you would like to make a motion to do that and override, then we can do it, or you can just state your, just have your opinion stated.
I didn't realize we'd made a motion that we weren't going to vote.
We haven't made a motion to not to vote, but I did send to all of you that based on the fact that there were some members that knew that they could not be here, I told them that I would not call for a vote. Again, if you feel that that is not appropriate at this time, let's get this issue over with so we can go forward. So if you want to make a motion to take a vote on the old nursing home today, you can do that now, and we will figure out what is going
Well,
on.
Madam Chairman, under the circumstances, if you told them you weren't gonna take a
I
vote,
told everybody,
that's not fair to them then.
okay, so.
I don't agree with it, however.
Okay, and if you want to tell me not to do this again, that's okay, and I will.
That's what I would say.
All right. I won't make that decision again, and I will let the members that are not here know that, so, okay. Any further discussion? Representative Algren.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Well, you know, in regards to, you know, Madam Chair's efforts, I think, as at least my recollection was, she was scheduled this meeting in basically an expedited fashion, and she was hoping to accommodate the schedules of On a Page and Stone, so the most of us could at least hear it and have a chance to think about it, and then be able to make a vote in the future, you know, at the future meeting. So I think she was not necessarily saying we can't make a vote, because you guys can bring forth a motion, and if it gets seconded, we can make a vote. It may not pass based on that, but I don't think she was ever stating that we couldn't do something. I think she was trying to schedule it out so we could make a concerned and informed decision about what was before us.
I know that we have been criticized for not bringing a plan forward from one of the members that was not here, and just because he cannot be here doesn't mean that the plan is not ready. So, thank you, and I won't do it again. All right? So, presentation, I hope all of you have received this report from Bonnet, Page and Stone. Are there any extras that we have around? Representative Holgren does not have a copy.
I think we sent them out to everybody.
Yes, he did, but he didn't bring his
I
copy.
promptly lost it.
And if we
I'm sure I'll
also
find it the moment I get back today.
Yes, and if there is a copy that we can give to Janice so that, yes, okay. Janice, that's.
Madam Chairman,
Yes.
before we get into that, can we set a date for the public hearing for our budget?
No, that was one thing. Can you tell me when we need to have it usually?
It's normally between the 12th and the 20th, and I'd like to have it on the 12th of December. It's a Monday.
Okay, has anybody got their calendars? And would you? Okay. Does any other member need a copy of the report? Okay, December 12th.
Right.
Okay, let's set today for the delegation meeting for December 12th. We'll meet at 9 o'clock. That will be for the presentation of the budget by the commissioners, and we will take up whatever we want to. Normally what we do, though I will not make this a ruling, is usually what we do is let the commissioners give us their input. We hear from the public, and mostly the questions that we have as a delegation member, we usually wait until we're in the process after the commissioners have had time with all of the departments. If any of the members want to, the committee members and the chairman of the committees, subcommittees that want to hold meetings so that they can kind of flesh out the budgets of their specific subjects, then usually we do that from December through the month of January, and I think that we will, on the 12th, we will set the dates and the times for our budget hearings for the public and for the delegation. So, does not mean, I want everyone to understand, does not mean you can't ask questions of the commissioners or anything on, but it is something that we do, that this is for the public, and hope that we will get through the process. Any questions? Yes, Representative Umberger.
Just a question that, are we going to be able to receive the budget before the 12th?
I didn't hear
The
that.
question is, can we receive the budget before the 12th, before you present it?
We have to have our budget into the state on the 1st of December. We can
And-
definitely supply the form that we send into the state.
It is not going to be
You
on
want
this
an-
form.
We
This-
can do that.
Will it be in this form or what we send to the state? We can do both.
Both.
Okay. So if you would do that, and I know that